Hey everybody, Josh Sigurdson, World Alternative Media here, live from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Let me start by saying hit that like button if you're just joining us and send in those super chats. It helps a lot, and check those links below. Secondly, I want to mention that of course I'm being silly when I say I'm in exile, quote unquote exile, because the fact of the matter is this place is amazing. It's beautiful. I'm very lucky to be here right now. And the reason I'm here, as I've mentioned before, is because I don't want to risk it, even if I'm wrong. I don't want to risk it with martial law, with the economic food wars that are coming. This is a much more self-sustainable place, and it's my responsibility to take care of my own health, my freedom, and the freedom of my loved ones. So I figured it was best to be here in Mexico compared to, in the United States, where I can't even imagine what's going to happen in Canada, even more so, because no one has defenses. So even if they have gathered things, like I warned about for years, they're gathering things for the toughest guy on the block. If you can look behind me, there is a cruise ship, and they are talking about bringing back cruise ships here in Puerto Vallarta. They are already working on things right now. The cruise ship behind me only has crew members on board, but nonetheless, things are kind of bouncing back in one way, while in another way they're closing a lot of businesses for 1 or 2 weeks at a time, and then opening for 1 or 2 weeks after the fact. So anyway, if you're just tuning in, hit that like button. And again, I'm just being silly by saying it's exile, but technically I'm not allowed back in the United States right now. I'm banned from going back to the US. So my property, my home, everything is gone. So I am without anything except for my clothes, my phone, my computer, my cameras, and most importantly, my life. And that is fine by me for the time being anyway. Rika, the hopeful volunteer, says, hey Sigurdson, it looks lovely there. It's absolutely beautiful. It's an amazing place and amazing people, very inviting. People that are willing to help me in any way possible. If I ever have an issue, they want to do something, whatever is possible to help me out, which has been truly an amazing part of being here. So I've really appreciated the hospitality. Again, hit that like button if you haven't already. Send in those super chats. Help us out. Help keep us alive. Right now, we are living on nothing, and I'm stranded in Mexico, which isn't the worst place to be. Wheeled Skeptic says, hello, Josh. Good to see you. Katie Cool Lady says, my son and his girlfriend are hauled up at my vacation property in Hawaii. I am glad they are away from the continent and in the healthy sun. Yeah, I've grown somewhat of a crazy addiction to the sun here. I can't get enough of it. Well, until I pass out and nap every day for about 25 minutes because the weather literally puts me to sleep. But let's see, we got David Mancini says, wish I could be there with you. So much fun, Puerto Vallarta. I 100% agree. It's not really, I wouldn't call it fun right now. I mean, everything's closed, but it's, well, first of all, incredibly cheap. The Airbnbs are incredibly cheap. Now, I got news last night that in Oaxaca, which isn't that far away here in Mexico, they are kicking all tourists, all gringos out of the area. They are banning Airbnb. They are banning all sorts of stuff from people, tourists. They're closing businesses, closing hotels, and that's a government. Here, they're more affected by foreign governments like Canada and the US, where the Canadian government told people that they had to go home or lose health insurance they already paid for. So that was pretty messed up, and that has been the number one effect on the economy here. And by the way, I mean, I feel totally safe here. I've had no issues. Everyone's been really good to me, and the Airbnbs are like $300 a month right now, with all bills and all furnishings obviously included. So it's no problema, no problema. If you haven't already, hit that like button and send in those super chats, and check those links below, including joining our new newsletter, www.iamband.com. That's www.iamband.com. Send in your email and join our newsletter so you don't miss updates. We are working on a whole bunch of stuff, including at the moment a documentary series on life down here during the so-called quarantine, which hasn't really affected much over here as of yet. By the way, if I cut out at any point, it's because I'm outside on data on Mexican internet. DG says, how are you making any money on YouTube? I'm not, basically, I'm not. Super chats are the only thing keeping me alive right now, plus Patreon and Subscribestar and GoFundMe, and of course crypto donations if possible. There's no way to cash out crypto here that I know of yet. But anyway, it's fine. I'll survive. We all survive in our own way, and I am loving the people down here and loving the family unit down here. Everyone works together voluntarily. When the government says they can't do something, they do in their own way that's responsible and gets around whatever the situation might be. DG says Corona isn't fake, it's real, it's just overhyped. I agree. It's overhyped and utilized and weaponized in order to get people to bow down on their knees for more government. So it's not about whether it's real or not. It is real. It's, notably and scientifically real. The issue is that, yes, it is overhyped. And even if it wasn't overhyped, it's being utilized. You don't need an excuse to say the government shouldn't be seizing all private property. They shouldn't be printing trillions of dollars. They shouldn't be inflating the price of living, taxing people, shutting down businesses, forcing people into their homes, forcing forced vaccines. We have the cashless system that's being unrolled right now, and obviously 97% of U.S. money is already cashless, but right now what we're seeing is a move towards complete technocracy, which is beyond just cashless. It's also tied in with a massive artificial intelligence system, which is incredibly dangerous. But by the way, the businesses down here are so good to me. Man, I'm like the only gringo left in the city. And while it's super sad and many jobs are being lost, I think the people are just so grateful to see me here. And I've seen so many people almost cry because they're like, someone isn't buying what the government is feeding them. They're staying. When everyone else went up north, I came down south. And I got attacked a lot for it on YouTube and on Facebook, and I don't really care, but I mean, it was a lot of attacks that were really strange and cultish. It's based on, well, how dare you leave your country? You have some allegiance to I'm like, I don't have an allegiance to a government or a landmass. I have an allegiance to myself, my loved ones, and the people that I want to protect. And obviously all of you who I'm trying to send a message to and give you messages and tell you the truth despite being censored, I could make millions of dollars if I wanted to. Trust me, I have been offered many amazing jobs, and I've turned every single one of them down because I want to sleep at night, and I don't negotiate with terrorists. And that is what these people are that are trying to get me to bow down to their narrative and say whatever they want me to say. I've been offered jobs at state-run media on multiple countries, and I've said no. It's because I believe in free information as I see it, bringing it to you, sourcing it, and telling you what I think of the insanity of the world right now and the importance of independence, individualism, and freedom, which I have been warning people about for years, and now is coming to fruition. People aren't prepared. People are poor. They don't have jobs. They don't have money saved up in any way. They don't have wealth in any way, wealth insured in any way. And the government seizing their properties. And I've always said it's best to be overly prepared than under-prepared. Food, water, shelter, and self-defense. You're not gathering things for the toughest guy on the block. And right now, people are gathering things for the toughest guy on the block. If you want, you can send in a super chat. Send in your questions. I really appreciate it. Wheeled Skeptic says, best way to get you spendable cash. Right now, as weird as it is, because I can't really take it out of the bank, but I could put it onto my credit card for now, is with GoFundMe is the best way, I say. GoFundMe is the best way to get me spendable cash at the moment. So that I could spend it. There's a turnover rate of about 2 days there, so I get it within about 2 days. I'm banned from PayPal for crypto a couple years ago, and someone scammed me, and instead of dealing with the person scamming me, PayPal tried to steal every cent out of my PayPal and basically bankrupted me for a couple months. So that's why you don't trust the centralized authorities, don't trust the banks. Right now we have so many businesses behind me shut down, and we have bank runs here in Mexico. We have bank runs all over the world. People haven't come to realize it yet because they're not as educated on this, generally speaking, on a mainstream scale in Canada and the US. So we're not seeing that as much there, but banks are restricting people from taking out money. So that's happening right now, and I don't know why people have money in the bank. Mine just goes straight to paying off what's necessary so I could spend cash. but mostly I like to have paper, and then I like to have gold, silver, and crypto. But gold and silver are wealth insurance. It's not meant as an investment. Let me get into the shade so my phone doesn't overheat here. It's very, very hot here. Yeah, I put stuff in my hair. You could already tell. It's just, nope. Oh, man. Let's see. I'm just looking through some of your comments, guys. Send in more comments. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Helps a lot with the algorithm here on YouTube. And share on social media and check those links below. Ann Preston says all those little green lemons are loaded with vitamin C and are very good for you too. Yeah, I agree. And good to see you, by the way. I've been having lots of vitamin C. It's like they have amazing juice here, much like in Europe. Unlike in the U.S. or Canada, they actually have really good, juice, and they squeeze it right there in front of you, and it's just so much better and tastes so much better. And you could tell the difference between the chemicals and the real thing, which I think is important. Papa Papist says PayPal account. Like I said, I got banned from PayPal, so I cannot use PayPal, but you can give to a one-time payment to my Subscribe Star linked below, which will get to me just like PayPal, or GoFundMe, or Patreon, of course, and on float.app, that's flote.app, you can pledge in crypto to me as well, so that helps. Walter DeWalt says, we don't need money, we need us. Well, I mean, money is an exchange of value for some kind of production or some kind of labor. So regardless of what you call money or where it comes from, especially if we don't want it coming from a fraudulent legal tender system, but whatever you might call it, if you use it as money, it's money, and sometimes shaking hands is a form of currency. And right now, toilet paper is a better form of currency in the US than actual fiat notes. The Dow plunged again today, and it's obviously affected cryptocurrency a lot, but when the printing happens and continues to happen, like the trillions we're seeing right now, and you go into the future and you look at obviously the amount of inflation and the halving on top of that with crypto, with Bitcoin, I think we're going to see very good times ahead for crypto, in my opinion. Osvaldo Olvera says, I'm a Mexican in USA and I would love to be there. Yeah, seriously, this is one of the most free places in the world. Look, the government is terrible everywhere, including here, but they don't do anything, and people don't listen to it here. There's a difference. There's a level of independence that you won't get in the U.S. because people wouldn't dare to speak out against the cartel, as in the government, is what I mean, in the U.S. By the way, the U.S. is the one that armed and funded the cartels down here anyway. Jesse H says, typical part-time truther with a compartmentalized view. It's the economy, no, it's the military, no, it's the devil worshippers, etc. It's everything together, holistic approach. Well, I don't know who you're talking to, but I agree that it's the issue of collectivism in general, the issue of enforcement of will. There is no free will. You have these crazy rules enforced on you. Your money is stolen to pay for war. Your money is made less valuable because of the printing. You're taxed on everything to the point of being taxed sometimes up to 60 to 65% in general, with sales taxes and everything, and income taxes, property taxes, and how it carries over with inflation as well. So yeah, it's a multiple angled thing, and that includes, a tax, false flag attacks, whatever it might be. I don't know why you're talking to me like typical truther, because I don't disagree with that. Walter DeWalt says, Josh, we are the value. Yes, we are the value, but we are not. We can be currency, but we don't want to be currency. We don't want to be slaves. We create things with our hands, and they are of value, and other people want them, and they give it to us, and then we take it because that's something that also incentivizes doing good things. Nas says, how long will you stay in Puerto Vallarta? I am aquí por 2, 3, 4 meses. Probably about 4 months. Well, I'm not sure when things are going to blow over, if at all. And right now it looks like a complete run up to a global order, global government. So I don't know. Well, it's actually just the already existing global government flexing their muscles. If you haven't already, hit the like button on this video and check those links below, and send in those super chats, because it's the only thing keeping me alive right now. Literally, I cannot make money without $1, $2, $3 in the super chat. Makes a huge difference. So anything helps, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm taking your questions here today. Lone Wolf Full Moon says, you can run, but you can't hide. That's debatable. And I'm not running, I'm simply protecting myself wherever it might be in the world. I don't see the world in rose-colored glasses like we are in this place, so we have an allegiance to this said state. Danger is everywhere, but it's how you utilize your brain in those circumstances, with those circumstances, that makes a difference. Ginger Jesus says, what are your thoughts on QAnon? Well, right now, if anything, this is obvious proof that it does not exist. Because, I mean, how far do you have to go? Like, they're like, well, in order to arrest the elite pedophiles, they have to shut down the economy, seize all people's property, print trillions of dollars, cause all these insane issues, and see, that's proof of how is that proof of QAnon? Why wouldn't they just arrest the pedophiles instead of doing all this intricate, crazy stuff in order to get to that goal? It makes no sense. Clint Eastwood says, so what actually are you doing down there? So I've been doing a bunch of videos all day, every day, recording everything and documenting things as businesses slowly shut down. I've been talking to people on the streets, talking to business owners. I've actually been trying to help people stay in business and help them keep their employees right now. I've talked to a few different businesses already where they were about to shut down their business, and I convinced them otherwise, and did my best to try and save jobs at the business. Other places didn't work so well, but whatever. The point is, I'm also just trying to help people as a human being and show that we are all, some form of family, Walter DeVault says we need to unite. I agree. BK or BS Blackbean says this is a pandemic. I absolutely agree. And I believe that it was weaponized out of China, but possibly by the US. But I think it is to prop up China and their technocratic super state. So they say everything's good, even though there's millions of phone numbers disappearing and mass urns and everything piling up there that show people are still dying, but they say it's gone. And then they rise up as a new global economy while everything collapses. Now the US has surpassed them in cases. Ali Ayad says, oh my God. Tristan Jones sent $1.99 in the super chat. Thank you very much, Tristan. I really appreciate that. You guys are awesome. And those of you that send those super chats are literally putting food on the plate and allowing me to live and bring you guys information on a daily basis. I can't thank you enough. It means the world to me that so many of you out there are looking out for free information online. So those super chats make a huge difference. Hitting that like button and sharing on social media helps a lot too. As you can see behind me, there are quite a few closed businesses. Usually this place would be booming at this time of day, especially surrounding spring break. So it's a much different look right now, but people are so inviting. People aren't panicking. They're finding ways. They're sad. They're concerned. They're losing their jobs, but they're finding a way around it. And that's something I'm not seeing in a lot of places. Other places are scared. They're staying inside. And honestly, this is the best weather for something like coronavirus. It just dies in the air because it's so hot. XYZ says there are police behind you wearing Kung Flu masks. Those aren't police. There are many police around here, but those aren't. I don't understand. It's mostly tourists. I don't understand why people are doing that, especially outside. It doesn't even help. BKBS says, Blackbean says, I wish I can be there in Mexico, and the USSA is just going to get worse day by day. I agree, for the next while. They were saying at first 1 month, then 2 months, then 4 months, then 18 months, and now they're saying maybe 2 years, though Trump is saying something different. But most government officials in the US are talking about maybe as much as 2 years of lockdown. That's wrong, that's sick, that is, if anything, the best word is demented. I mean, and the fact that people are falling for this is insane. Tristan Jones sent $4.99 in the super chat. Thank you so much, you are awesome. Seriously, that makes a huge, huge difference and makes it possible. Again, I had to give up everything I had in the United States, leave my house behind, leave my vehicle behind, and come here. And I have no possessions really other than a few pairs of clothes and my computer, phone, and cameras. And I'm staying in an Airbnb, and now they're starting to kick people out of Airbnbs and tourists out in Oaxaca. I'm in Puerto Vallarta in the Jalisco province, so for now it's okay, and they're inviting more people here, but it depends because they're saying the governor here is more in, working together with the US, and that a lot of people are concerned that he is selling out to the United States while the president is not so much and still shaking hands on the streets here. Osvaldo Olvera says $2 sent $2 in the super chat and says for your Corona. Thank you very much. It's actually like closer to like 75 cents for a Corona beer here, if that even. It's crazy cheap. A fancy Italian restaurant, seriously the best Italian food I've ever had. Seriously, even outside, even in Italy, I didn't have anything as good. It cost me $4 for a big plate. I mean, it's just awesome. Obviously, it has a lot to do with the peso and a lot to do with how the peso is reacting to this insanity right now. But I'm saving money here, but still, I'm not making any, so it's difficult. So those super chats make a huge difference, guys. Thank you so much. Papa Papis sent $2.79 Canadian in the super chat. Says, come home and get Trudeau helicopter money for free. Yeah, yeah. Well, and by the way, thank you so much again. And you know, is he shooting toilet paper out of helicopters at this point? Because I think that would actually be more beneficial. Anyway, Steve says beach bum. Yeah, I haven't actually gone in the water since I've been here, and I've been here now for 12 days, I believe. So got a really good tan though, which I'm happy about. I needed something happening there. Needed the sun. The sun's amazing, and it heals so much too. That vitamin D is so essential. Hit that like button if you haven't already, guys. DG sent $5 in the super chat. Thank you so much. Oh man, you guys are lifesavers right now. It really is. That's literally my food for the whole day, and into tomorrow. So thank you so much. You are literally making it possible for me to stay alive. Literally, as I am, like I said earlier, I was being silly by saying it's in exile. I'm not really in exile, but I am kind of forced here. I can't go back into the United States. I'm banned. But anyway, as DG says, I followed you for quite a while and support you. I wish I could give you more. Please stay safe and healthy. You have my prayers always. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And same to you. Oh man, it's a crazy world we live in, isn't it? I mean, I knew this was going to happen. I warned about it for years, but it happened so fast. Steve says you're going to starve. No, I won't. There's people that I've already formed so many friendships. I've got people I can help. They can help me. Mutual benefit, and also it's food country. They grow food at a far greater rate here than in the U.S. as far as. I don't know how. Can you guys hear me? I don't know how they say that I'm running out of data when I've just started using it for the whole day. Like he says Uno Rumo pour some more. Oh, I get it. I was about to say that's about the worst Spanish I've ever seen in my life. Hit that like button if you haven't already, guys. Oscar Delgado says, is Mexico still safe? Well, it depends where you go, just like in the U.S. Are you safe in Chicago? Not so much, depending on where you are. Are you safe in Las Vegas? Probably, yeah. But right now, I don't think anywhere's really safe. But this place is more self-sustainable. They don't panic in a crisis, and I just believe it's going to be a better place to be. Robert Franklin says, how are you banned? I'm banned because I am not allowed to go back into the U.S. as a Canadian citizen right now. They have stopped me from going back in, so I'm stuck. Until this whole thing blows over, I'm literally not allowed in the U.S. At all. Wheeled Skeptic says, all right, just go funded $110. Wow, man. Thank you so much. That is awesome. That is truly awesome. That helps so freaking much. I can't even tell you. I feel bad because I have to talk about donations so much here, but because YouTube cut me down so much, I literally cannot survive anymore. So I'm forced to talk about it way more than I'd like to. I used to be just a little blurb at the end of the video, and now I have to talk about it more because if I don't, I literally can't spread the information and tell people things. I got a whole bunch of videos coming up, including documentaries on this adventure of mine down to Mexico as all this stuff happens. And I'm looking forward to bringing you guys that. It's been difficult to get the videos up lately, and the internet has been absolutely terrible, but I've been enjoying the scenery, that's for sure. But yeah, we are basically out of money. I've spent more money than I have, and I'm only paying like $300 a month to live here right now, and that's all bills and furnishings included, plus food, which is like I said, you go to a fancy place and it's $5, $4, $5 for a really expensive, or like a really fancy plate. So anyway, we just got $20 from John. Oh, sorry, it scrolled up there. John Stromidis sent $20 in the super chat. Wow, thank you so much, guys. It says, from Palm Springs to you, Josh. You do great work. Well, thank you so much. You are awesome, and I can't tell you how much that means to me. Same to you, Tristan Jones, who just sent another $9.99. You guys are heroes, sending me those super chats, and it makes a huge difference, guys. So thank you very much. Press for Truth says, sup. Hello, Dan. How's Kanukistan? Wheeled Skeptic says, take care, brother, care about you. Well, I care about you guys, and that's why I do this. I mean, I wouldn't do this at all, and I would do something that would make me a lot more money if I didn't. I want people to know that. I'm not doing this because it's in any way profitable, because if I was doing this for money, I wouldn't be doing this, that's for sure. Zaki says, Canada sucks, Mexico is way better than Canada. I completely agree as a Canadian. I 100% agree with that. Wheeled Skeptic says, awesome views. It is. Those were gringos. You don't see many of them walking around right now. Oh, hey, Mode. Sorry, I never know how to say your name. I feel bad about it, but how's it going, man? Says, hi, Josh. Good to see you. Robert Franklin sent $5 in the super chat, and so did Wick Torney. Thank you so much, guys. You guys are freaking awesome, and I'm going to be bringing you guys a lot more information soon. If anyone has any questions, let me know. I'm trying to get into as much of it as possible. I think I'm doing a live show tomorrow, a live news show with Tim BitChute. He has to run it because my computer's busted, so I am dependent on him for getting those done. Otherwise, I'm here on my phone standing next to a beach, which isn't the worst problem to have, but nonetheless, a situation I have to deal with at the moment. Doctor of Red Pill says, I thought about moving down there one day. Yeah, well, I mean, I picked a good time, I think. I feel it's much safer being here right now than being up there. All these Canadians flooded the airports. Huge waves behind me, by the way. All these Canadians flooded the airport in Puerto Vallarta to leave. They were fleeing because the Canadian government says they're going to cut their health care, their health insurance that they paid for if they don't go up now. And then it's just crazy. My dad says all these super chats are so essential for WAM to survive. Bless you all. I agree 100%. And then here we go. DT sent $5 Canadian in the super chat. It says, have you seen 12 experts questioning the coronavirus panic? Someone sent me that. I haven't gotten a chance to actually watch it yet, so I will be watching that soon. I appreciate you reminding me. And again, thank you so much for that super chat. It means a great deal for me. And again, you guys have just fed me for the next couple days, and that means a lot. It's literally life or death kind of situation, and you guys are keeping me alive and allowing me to keep bringing you guys videos regularly. I will be posting more right away. I feel bad I haven't been posting as much lately, but it's because I literally I can't. I'm looking at new computers here, and the brands are crazy. I've never even heard of them. By the way, last night I'm walking down the Malecon here in Puerto Vallarta, and I walk out of my favorite restaurant, one of my favorite. There's two places I really like here. There's three, but two that I really like. One is called Oscar's, and another is called La Dolce Vita. And they're both on the Malecon here. And I highly recommend, if you're in Puerto Vallarta, go there. It's awesome. They're both really great places, and they could really use your business right now, especially in a time like this. But I went to this place last night. I was walking out of La Dolce Vita. I was about to go to Oscar's to see some of my new friends there who are working there. And I look, and some guy says, hi, Josh. And I look at him, what? And it was a man and his wife, and they were viewers and subscribers here on YouTube. So that was really cool to bump into them and talk with them for a little bit. And he said he'd help with translating certain, Mexican news articles. So that's going to be hugely useful for me. So I really appreciate that. It's cool just bumping into someone that I knew me from YouTube and then from Anarcho, and two women from Los Angeles that recognized me, that they said they came here around the time they watched my video. They fled to Mexico like I did from LA, and it was a mother and daughter, and they were both sitting at La Dolce Vita. It was funny, I bumped into them there, and they were staying there and trying to convince a guy at another table not to leave for Montana. He lived in Montana. I said Montana is probably a bit better because it's middle of nowhere, and it's really self-sustainable and independent. But still, I'm like yeah, Mexico is much better. And then they look and they heard my voice and they're like, oh, you're that guy. It was an interesting situation for sure. So, you know, great people everywhere. We bump into each other all over the place. And I'm always happy to bump into people that watch my videos. Annette sent $4.99 in the super chat and says, stay safe. Thank you, Annette. I appreciate it. I feel very, very safe. I mean, look at that. Just look at this. It's just beautiful, beautiful. I know I'm kind of darkened right now. I'm in the shade so I don't die. I seriously burned myself doing a live stream the other day out here in the sun. Like I was standing like this, and yeah, it doesn't take long to start burning. It's insanely hot. But the breeze right now is beautiful. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Let's get the likes above 100. And again, I'm just being silly by saying I'm in exile, but the fact is I literally cannot go to the US right now. They're not allowing Canadian citizens back in that aren't from there, and my place is in Las Vegas. So if anyone wants to get my house off me in Las Vegas, go for it. It's fully furnished. You can have it. I'm stuck in this situation, and they expect rent, and I cannot pay the rent. So I literally don't have money. So this is literally the money I'm living on right now, and I thank you so much. My bank is giving me a horrible time. The economy is crashing. Remember, the Fed is printing trillions, and banks are completely they have been bankrupt for a long time. Since 2008, the recession never ended, obviously. But the fact of the matter is, right now, their cash deposit ratio is so shallow, and people are asking for money to get money out because they're scared, rightly so, and they can't get money out, and that's including myself right now. So all I can do really right now is pay off my credit cards. I can't even actually take cash out. So what you guys are doing here with the super chats is hugely important. Same with GoFundMe, Patreon, Subscribestar, Float.app makes a big difference. And by the way, I don't get the $1,200 from the government. I don't want it, but I don't get the $1,200 from the government that they're giving in the US. It's total communism. They're just printing money and giving it to people, and then giving like 95% of the stimulus to like the arts and the Kennedy Center. And then Donald Trump gets mad at Thomas Massey for being consistent and being like, I'm not voting to spend other people's money on the freaking arts and stuff like this in a stimulus bill that's supposed to be for the coronavirus. Like, what does that even, it makes no sense. It's crazy spending, and it's not even going in the places they're saying, and that is the essence of government in a nutshell. What I hear so much here in Mexico, basically everyone's an anarchist, not ideologically, but just practically. And it's like, the governmente es no bueno. Aquí, in mundo, governmente es no bueno. And I've been hearing that a lot from a lot of people. Everyone seems to be a conspiracy theorist here. Everyone says that this is weaponized and spread in order to destroy businesses and push people into slavery to the governments around the world and CIA and global governments. Literally, like a young girl who was maybe 16 who was a waitress at a restaurant here in town was saying that to me. I mean, think of that. It's like literally everyone I talk to. I think I've met one person that was kind of scared, and they were running a rum shop here, and then they closed the doors the next day, not because they were supposed to or told to, but because they were scared of getting the coronavirus. I'm like, you're at a rum shop, just have a shot of rum. I mean, I understand there's big concerns, and obviously the coronavirus does kill more people per capita, not in numbers, but per capita, than the normal flu, but it is overblown. It is being used, and they are misdiagnosing pneumonia. Is freezing up. Can you hear me? Sorry guys, my internet's cutting out here. I want to get to that super chat. Let me know if you can hear me right now. Can you hear me? Send in those messages, because I can't tell if I am broadcasting to anyone right now. It just shows a circle spinning on my screen, so let me know if you can hear me or see me. I'm not getting any responses, so I don't know. Anybody? Okay, my dad says yep. Okay, awesome. Let's see. So a big shout out to Wally, who sent $3 in the super chat. Thank you so much. Says take care. I'd love to be in Mexico. Yeah, I'd love everyone to be in Mexico. Honestly, I feel like people are in very unsafe hands being in the US or Canada right now, or Britain or anywhere where Boris Johnson has coronavirus, by the way. Let's see. Let me go down here a little bit. Oh, Da Vinci J15, Da Vinci Jeremy, one of my favorite YouTubers. Everyone should go and subscribe to his channel. Send CLP, I believe that's Chilean pesos, right? 25,000 Chilean pesos. So thank you so much. That's awesome. That's like 40, 50 Canadian dollars. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Awesome. He says, how long do you think this crisis will last? Do you think the virus is real? I believe that the virus is real, but it's being weaponized, and it's also being, because they didn't seem to be able to spread it at the rate that they expected to, though it's more easy to spread than the flu and kills more percentages anyway. I don't think they were able to do what they wanted to do with it, so now they're just diagnosing every case of pneumonia as coronavirus, trying to prop up China in order to create a massive monopoly on power out of China, of technocracy. But what's interesting about that is that China is clearly seeing countless deaths still to this day and are covering it up while everyone else is overblowing it. And I think they're trying to shift power, honestly, right now. I think that's exactly what's going on. So I believe that this is a power shift to China as a global government and a technocratic superstate, which they've been trying to do going back to 1972, Henry Kissinger meeting with Mao Zedong, leading to the Trilateral Commission under Zbigniew Brzezinski and Jimmy Carter, which led to the creation of this technocratic power to China, an alliance that caused them to have the upper hand in spending or shipping items around the world, exporting, and that led to what we have today. And now it looked like the Chinese economy was collapsing, and it is technically, but at a slower pace. And then the US economy was doing better, and then coronavirus hits and it collapses from the all-time highs, which I warned about at the all-time highs when Tim showed that this was about to happen. No one listened to me. And this has caused a major power shift, and it's leading to China actually getting the upper hand again, which makes me wonder who's in charge there, Anyway, let me see. I got lots of comments coming in. John Stromitis says, love his crypto channel too. Yeah, DaVinci J15 has an awesome channel. Everyone should go subscribe if they haven't already. Also, hit the like button on this video. Help us get up to 200 likes on this video. Helps a lot with the algorithm, and I appreciate it, everyone. Enka Bloza says, it's China virus. Yeah, a lot of people have been getting really offended by that for some reason. It's literally where it came from. Whatever, I don't really care about that stuff. Daniel Lowe says, the moment he mentioned Corona, it started freezing. Alex S says, great, you screwed your bank and landlord. Bravo. I didn't screw my bank or landlord. What are you talking about? Jonathan Feliciano van Eindhoven. That's an interesting name there. That's like too foreign for me, but I think I got some of it. Says, what a kind gesture, and I completely agree. I have amazing viewers here at WAM, and I can't thank them all enough. I mean, it really does make a world of difference here. Press for Two says, DaVinci is selling his house right now to buy Bitcoin. You should interview him about that. Me as well, if you're up for that, DaVinci. Yeah, absolutely. I've been wanting to interview him about Chile, and then things didn't work out at Anarcho, and then this all started happening, and now it's the only thing in the news. Well, maybe I could help you sell your house for Bitcoin. If I can promote it, and I get 1% of the profits, and I'll mass promote it and get that house sold for you. Evan87 says, hey Josh, hope all is well, my dude. There is a major power grab shift happening. If I were a world ruler, I would have used any pandemic as a means to grab power, and I believe that's what's going on. Yeah, you don't want to let a crisis go to waste, as I think Rahm Emanuel's brother once said, because you should. Send Canadian $6.99 in the super chat to stay safe. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing, and I truly appreciate all of your help, guys. Send in those questions if you have any. Walter DeWald says, over 60,000 in USA a few years ago. Yeah. John Stromita says, buy Bitcoin, short the banks. Right now, I mean, I'm not giving financial advice, guys, but I mean, what a time to buy Bitcoin. It's fallen like a rock, and it's followed the stock market trends, especially today as well. We're seeing it's still connected. There's still a connection, but it doesn't go down as much as it was before when the stock market collapses. I think we lost almost 1,000 points on the Dow today, last time I checked. And it shows that no matter how much printing, no matter the interest rates being at zero, it will not change how it's affecting the stock market cannot be saved from the bubble that it's blowing right now. DaVinci J15 says, lol, 1% of 2 million. I doubt you're views can afford it. I'm just kidding. But hey, I can help you out with that, Da Vinci. Let me know, and I'll get an interview going with you on that. There's lots I want to talk with you about anyway. I've been wanting to get back to interviewing you for quite a while now, so I really appreciate that. Inca Bloza says, in Italy it has already killed as much as 20 days as in the last 10 years of seasonal flu. How do you explain that? I believe that what we're seeing in Italy was another example. They're saying, look, closing people in their houses is working. Well, sure, it could technically work. So is killing everyone off. You won't have anyone get the coronavirus if everyone's dead, but that doesn't mean it's a good idea. And they say that it's helping, yet it's one of the most hardest hit countries in the world. So how much is it really helping? My question is that obviously a very old generation in Italy, there's a huge amount of Chinese tourism there, and I think it was so easily able to be spread during Chinese tourist season around Chinese New Year to a place like Italy from China, and I think it was a perfect storm, honestly, because could you imagine a better scenario for global government figures to share? By the way, Da Vinci, I have your business card with me, so I have your number and everything, so I'm going to text you after, and I appreciate it. I literally thought of that before I left for Mexico. I barely brought anything with me, but I saw your business card. I'm like, I should probably grab that. That and Del Bigtree's business card. I have both phone numbers so that I could reach out to you guys while I'm out here. But anyway, so in Italy, there's a lot of deaths, but I believe that they're misdiagnosing many people with pneumonia with coronavirus, like they were misdiagnosing people in Africa with AIDS and HIV when they didn't actually have it in the 80s to prop up the numbers. But with that said, yes, it is more deadly. Yes, it does kill more people per capita, but that doesn't mean that it isn't weaponized. That doesn't mean that it's as bad as they're saying. That doesn't mean that it isn't being overblown. And that doesn't mean that regardless, they're using it in order to enslave humanity. So I don't think it's as black and white. Is it as bad as they say? Is it better than they say? I don't think it's as black and white as that. I think it's closer to they're trying to enslave humanity, and regardless of whether it's bad or not, and whether you need to take care of your health as you always should, that doesn't change the fact that you should be more concerned about the bigger virus, which is government, especially global governance, which is what they are rolling out at this exact moment. I have no idea if my video is going to cut out here. I'm going to walk a little bit. There's copyrighted music that way, so I think I'll walk a little bit this way. And wish me luck. If it cuts out, I might go away, I might come back, but nonetheless, make sure to hit that like button and check those links below. And those super chats, guys, seriously, again, thank you so much for that. It makes a big difference. And GoFundMe, Patreon, Subscribestar, and the donations I got today on GoFundMe, and I saw one Patreon subscriber. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Bagman says, I own 2 unicorns. Well, that's an interesting thing to say. Stephen Fosbrook says, look into Fort Detrick, Maryland. CDC shut it down in July because of leakage. Dominican Republic, American deaths of respiratory failure around the time. I missed it. Around the time. FBI and protective gear. Cremated bodies that started at Fort D. Well, I have heard of mass graves in Iran as well happening right now. And I do believe that China is fudging the numbers and there's many more people dying. They're covering it up while they're overblowing it in places like the US. It's funny how that happens. And I think there is a benefit to someone somewhere for that to be the case. I believe they're trying to prop up China as a global superpower. New World Order. Let's see. Amused Outsider says, Brendan O'Connell knows who's behind this. I'll check that out. Paula Johnstone, Whitehawk DNM says, FYI in Saskatchewan 136 with, your comment jumped down there. 136 with the C and under 46 years most infected. Yeah, I have heard a lot of those cases. My mom works in a hospital, by the way. And there's no doubt problems. I got a friend here. This guy is just following me everywhere. This white pigeon looks like a dove. I get really distracted by this stuff. I do love animals. Hello. Hello. What are you looking at? Eh? Sorry guys, that was stupid. It's just following me. Oh, look, I got another friend. See, this is what happens when you feed the animals. They all start gathering around you. This happened last time I did a stream out here, if you guys remember, if you were watching at the time. I just got surrounded by hundreds of birds. But anyway, hit that like button if you haven't already, guys, and send in those questions. I don't know if I'm going to cut out at any time here. Jody says we are all stuck indoors. Post girls to see some okay. The beach. You guys have free subscriptions to Pornhub now. I mean, why do you need me to be a creep and film people on the beach? I'm not doing that. They're starting copyrighted music over there, so I'm going to move a bit more over this way. Hopefully the internet doesn't cut out, and if it does, I apologize. I got some interesting sculptures here. And the birds aren't following me, so that's a good sign at the moment. I'm burning to death here. Oh, man. Amused outsider, you will catch the bird flu. Remember the bird flu? Oh, yeah, and I remember swine flu, too, which I got, and it lasted one day. But, yeah, anyway, so it's a beautiful place. It's an amazing atmosphere. I was, of course, being silly when I say in exile. I mean, I'm technically not allowed to leave here for the U.S. right now as a Canadian citizen, but it's a good place to be, and I came here because I want to protect my freedoms and the freedoms of my loved ones. And honestly, it's also a better place to be generally when there's something like some kind of pandemic, whatever you want to call it. It's more easy to survive in a place like this, or not get it for that matter, because of the heat, because it dies in the heat very easily. By the way, big shout out to Bart 1059 who sent $5 Canadian in the super chat and says, dinner on me tonight, Josh. Thank you so much. And by the way, that $5 does buy a very fancy Italian dinner here at one of my favorite restaurants, La Dolce Vita. And again, my other favorite restaurant and bar here in town is Oscar's. I highly recommend everyone go there. There's a lot of people that are here in Puerto Vallarta at the moment, and I recommend they go there and check that place out. They need your business right now because they're dealing with a lot with this crisis. Everyone is. But I highly recommend people go there. I've been trying to save at least some jobs around here. If you're in Puerto Vallarta and you can use a bartender, I know someone that's a really good bartender that could really use a job right now and has a family to feed. I'm just looking for a way to help as many people out as I possibly can, and I'm saving money by being here. But also I don't make any money really other than these super chats and the GoFundMe, Patreon, Subscribe Star. So thank you so much for all of that, guys. And it's awesome. Jody says, what, $5? You joking? No, I'm not joking. Seriously, $5, it's like 100 pesos. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. Eating Italian in Mexico. Bagman says eating Italian in Mexico. Honestly, it's better here. I've been to Italy. I actually like the version of Italian food they have here better, and that sounds blasphemous to many people, but I like it better here. Crypto Revolution says Boris Johnson, yeah, he's not looking so good. And Zoki Zaki says Canada sucks. And you know, it's funny, Boris Johnson and Prince Charles, who both have coronavirus, were both by the Queen. So I won't say anything. I'll let you guys make up your own thoughts on that one. I better get into the shade or else my phone's gonna overheat. I need one of those things that Luke Rudowski has or Jeff Berwick has. See how they spray these statues behind me? It's to keep them solid. Amused Outsider says, did you meet the dollar vigilante? Well, Mexico's a big country. I have not seen him. He's somewhere, I think, south. And yes, I've met him many times. Too many. Yeah. Let's see, we got a message from HobBZ420. Says Trudeau is Cuban dictator son, even Fidel Castro. Looks like it, doesn't it? It makes sense. His mother is anyway. Barry White says treasonous disinformation agent. Who's that? And treason? You mean a blind brainwash alliance to a state? Call me treasonous then, I don't care. But I'm not helping another government, so I guess I'm not. I think all governments are trash. Criminal rackets. Taxation is theft, my friends. Stop being a slave. Let's see. Zaki says Canada's plastic country made in China. Yeah, well, punishing all of us for driving and breathing. Gotta love Canada. Zaki Chaudhary says, yesterday Ford said you can't even go up to your cottage. I know, like literally the places that are least likely to spread things, total isolation, living off the land, self-sustainability. But they don't want self-sustainability, they want dependence, they want servitude, they want slavery, and that's what this is all about. Dimitri Conscience says, would you consider moving to Mexico permanently? I would consider that, actually. I love Mexico. It depends where. I mean, I wouldn't move to Acapulco. I like Acapulco, but I would not move there. I would consider moving to Puerto Vallarta, but in a time of a crisis, it could be kind of dangerous for gringos to be walking around here, just because people are desperate, like they are anywhere else, but I would be more of a target. Now, there is copyrighted music, so let me just talk into this for a second while this guy goes by so that YouTube doesn't shut down and delete my channel, because that's exactly what they will do. So I apologize for talking into the microphone like this, but I gotta wait for this guy with a big boombox to go by. All right, but I think we should be good. Sorry. Zach Chowdhury says, you too, white sun, lol, I blend in nicely. Well, I will blend in nicely too. I mean, I do have Spanish blood in me, and once I get dark enough, I look dark. So we'll see. It looked like I got another super chat, but I can't find it. No, it doesn't look like it. Oh, wait a second. What's this? Sorry, guys. Jason White says, Josh got the passport renewed off to Puerto Vallarta when hits the mail. Hope there's a window to flee. I don't have a renewed passport. I haven't gotten a passport since 2017, I think. It doesn't expire for a couple years still. Clint Eastwood says, jump in the water and cool off. I might do that, but it'll be later when the sun's going down, because right now the water just reflects the sunlight and makes it more concentrated, so I can actually burn more underwater right now than I would otherwise. Dimitri Conscience sent Canadian $13.99. Thank you so much for that. He says thank you so much. You guys are truly awesome and lifesavers, and I mean that. I mean it when I say that. It's been an interesting 12 days. I will be giving you guys a full vlog video on the ground at these restaurants, at these places, talking to people, going around, watching things change. The night I got here, all these nightclubs were open. This place was booming, huge crowds, and it was spring break atmosphere. And then within 2 days, everything was closing. Then some places opened up again, then some places closed again. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy. Wait, Dan says, Pres for Truth says, dang, can't put in links, maybe copy and paste it. The links for what? I'm not sure what you're talking about, Dan. DaVinci J15 says, make sure you renew your passport for 10 years next time. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I need to. The issue was that when I first got it, it was in 2017, and I was like in an even worse, like I had no money at the time either. I had to get a passport last second, and all I could afford was a 5-year one, so I jumped on and grabbed that one. But I think you can get passports at embassies. I'm pretty sure you can do that, so I might look into that, honestly. I might look into that. I think you can get passports without actually going back to the country. I'll have to double check, though. And I'm planning on doing a couple years of nomadic stuff without a house, so I could actually save money. And you can actually save money by traveling. Look at these guys. They're starting to gather. Sorry. I don't know why I'm fascinated by a bunch of roast pigeons. Let's see. Zaki says, end of time is coming. They will bring Antichrist in power very soon. Well, it definitely seems like the book of Revelations right now, doesn't it? I mean, it almost perfectly fits. And obviously, there have been many times where things fit together like that. But, I mean, the beast system, Mark of the Beast, all that kind of stuff, cashless society that's coming in at the same time, plagues, economies crashing, empires collapsing. I mean, it's kind of crazy. Crypto Revolution says, I want to own land in Chile. Yeah, I've been considering that for a while, but I'm gonna wait till they figure their, you know what, out. I'm just getting surrounded by pigeons here. Uh, don't start feeding them; you will get pooped on. Says Hobbs 420. I have no intention to start feeding the pigeons. That's a problem here. Is that so many people do that, and it causes a lot of problems here. There's another guy with copyrighted music playing, so let me just walk over here for a moment. So, sorry, I have to talk into the mic when that happens, or else my channel can literally be taken off of YouTube, because YouTube considers that reasonable. They think, oh, well, if people are more willing to listen to 2 seconds in the background of bad quality music than buying the CD. It's so ridiculous. The intellectual property crap is ridiculous. Okay, let's see. Sorry, I missed some comments there. I'm trying to get to them. Let's see. Bagman says, Josh, Trump said he was going to start killing anyone with coronavirus. Yeah, I don't think that happened. But I wouldn't doubt it. Not him, but definitely. That's what I believe was happening in China. I think they were executing thousands of people. Rainy Steps sent Canadian $2.79. Says, hello. So where is your next destination? Is still por ahora aquí. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro meses. I should be here for a few months. I'm staying here for now. Press for Truth says, I tried to share a link to where someone can buy you one of those cameras. DJ Osmo. Oh, cool. Well, send me a super, not a super chat. Yeah, send me a super chat, Dan. No, send me a messenger message then on Facebook. But I really appreciate that, Rainy Steps, as always. Those super chats go a long way, and you guys are all just really awesome. And I can't tell you how grateful I am. I really am for all the awesome people that watch us here at WHAM. I never thought anything could come of this. Years ago when I started, I just did because I wanted to. I didn't make any money for many years going into it. Then I made a few dollars, and then YouTube cut it all off, and then I made nothing. So right now, having people like yourself helping out in the way that you are, and even pressing like on the video and sharing it, makes a world of difference for me. So thank you so much. I'm starting to glitch out. I got the message from you, Dan. Let's see. Amused Outsider says, Cosmic K watch the Dollar Vigilante and High Impact vlogs for news. Bagman says, Josh, Trump going to buy Toyota for all Americans. OG Foundation says, hi Josh, looking great down there. It is, it's beautiful. Jody says, I have friends in Spain, terrified. Yeah, I know. Their police are beating people even with permission slips in the streets for walking outside. And I believe that's coming to a place near you soon. And Spain's my favorite country in the world, so it makes me sick to my stomach because usually they're very anarchist there, and lately they've just been bowing down because they're scared, like the rest of the world, except for here in Mexico, which is why I'm here. But what I was saying before is that I'm planning on traveling all over Europe, 1 month by 1 month, Airbnbs, $200 to $300 a month for rent, with all bills included and fully furnished. That's my plan in 2020, though right now it's heavily restricted, so I might be in Mexico for at least half the year. I love it here, though it is kind of a shame because I want to see as many countries in the world as I can. I told myself I would see all of the countries in the world by the time I'm 35. I'm 25 now. I have to get moving. And honestly, you save money doing it. It costs you almost nothing. Stay a month in every place, and you get to know the place a lot, and then you get to know the people, and it's just, I think it's a good way to live. But you can't really do it if you have kids. You can, but it's not easy. Hobbs 420 says Jamaica is cheap. And Mode says, mi casa tu casa. Gracias. I very much appreciate it. You know, there's so many people here that have just reached out and been very helpful and kind and inviting, and I can't tell you how much that all means to me. Again, for those of you that are in Vallarta, you guys should go to Oscar's restaurant, go to La Dolce Vita. There's also another place called Una Familia, which I've really enjoyed too. Best tortilla soup, seriously. But awesome food, awesome drinks at Oscar's, and I really want to start talking more about this because I've seen so many businesses down here that are awesome and have great business models, but the Canadian and American governments have just stifled tourism here and killed off so much of the economy, and it isn't even the government here. The government here is mostly just not doing anything. Though in Oaxaca, they just kicked every tourist out of the towns. They banned Airbnb and any travel and tourism accommodations there, which is horrible. And I have friends there that are totally without a home and just living in the mountain, unable to legally get a place. But people find a way around it. Obviously, Mexicans aren't that brainwashed by government like the Americans or Canadians are, but it's totally crazy. Walter DeWalt says, lol, Josh is talking Spanglish. I am. I'm taking a class to learn Espanol. I've learned a lot of Spanish in Spain and a lot of Spanish in Mexico before, but right now we are trying to, myself especially and my girlfriend, are trying to learn so we can talk. It's just a matter of respect, honestly. Let's see. DaVinci J15 says, oh my God, we have 2,000 cases in Chile. Right now, only 6 deaths. The border here in Chile is closed, but you are welcome to come and stay while when it opens again. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I have been considering Chile for a while, and there's a lot of cool stuff down there that I wanted to check out as well. So definitely something I have been considering a lot lately. And I actually have a lot of friends in Chile. A ton of people I know live in Chile. Spencer Garden says, will you ever be able to get back to monetizing your channel, or is it done forever? Well, it's monetized, but I only make like $5 to $8 a day lately. It's just absolutely brutal. After YouTube takes a big chunk out of whatever I actually get, and they demonetize everything for the first like 3 days of it being up. So by the time they monetize it, no views are coming in anymore because I'm shadow banned. So it's not great. Anyway, dude, you need to learn OBS. I just got a message from somebody, I think was Kingsley. Yeah, I could definitely use learning OBS. I actually have OBS. My problem right now is I'm on my phone and my laptop is broken and doesn't let me stream properly, so I'm kind of stuck. I have no options. Anyway, I'm gonna get going, guys. I really appreciate everyone watching. Make sure to hit that like button if you have not already. I really appreciate all of you guys. You guys are awesome. And you know, those super chats have gone a long way. GoFundMe, Patreon, Subscribestar. Thank you all so much. But anyway, I'm gonna get going now. So until next time, this is Josh Sigurdson signing out from World Alternative Media. Find the truth, be the change.